have a relationship with Dr. William Jacobson, who is in the law department, teaches law at Cornell, still does. He's been there for 17 years. He has been a critic of Martha Pollack, and he joins us now from Providence, Rhode Island. Once again, Professor, you're in Providence on sabbatical? What are you doing there? Because Cornell's in Ithaca, New York.
Yeah, classes are over. So we have a part-time place in Rhode Island, so that's why I'm here.
All right. You're probably better off. There's a great university right down the road, Salve Regina. We don't have any of this crazy stuff. Look, people don't know who Martha Pollack is. You know very well who she is and have been a critic of hers. What's the essential problem with President Pollack?
The problem was that after George Floyd, she reacted the way many colleges reacted, with an aggressive, quote unquote, anti-racism program, which of course was very racist, not anti-racist, and imposed it on the campus. In July of 2020, she laid out what she called an anti-racism initiative. She assigned Ibram Kendi's book. He's a proponent of discrimination against people to cure past discrimination as reading for the summer for the entire university. And then she implemented her plans, and her plans were mandatory DEI training for staff, which she implemented immediately, and then has been working for multiple years to impose that on the rest of the campus. So we're a campus where everything started to revolve around race in July 2020. And that's the problem, that she poisoned.
You have been a critic. I guess you have tenure, right? So they can't get rid of you, right?
Well, I have job protection. It's not technically tenure, but yes, I do have job protection.
Okay. If you did not, do you think that Ms. Pollack and the Board of Trustees would have gone after you?
Well, there was an attempt to get rid of me by some alumni, students, some faculty, right after George Floyd, when I criticized the rioting and the looting of Black Lives Matter. So whether they would have fired me or not is a little speculative, but I think they were under a lot of pressure to. And it's really only because I had job protection and a platform where people like you and others have me on their shows. So I have a relatively high profile for someone at Cornell, that I did have some measure of protection. But there was an intensive effort to get me.
Okay. Now, it has metastasized from DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, into anti-Semitism in some cases. And there have been charges on the Cornell campus, and we know Columbia, we know Harvard, we know Yale, we know all of these, they call them pro-Palestinian, but a lot of it is anti-Semitic. Are you surprised that happened?
Well, I've seen it coming, and I've multiple times over the years warned about this, that when you racialize everything on campus, when you install, quote unquote, decolonization as your prevailing religion, when you impose land acknowledgements on the campus, every time there's an event, they have to read a statement saying that we're on basically stolen land. When you imbue the entire campus with that, and you view everything through a people of color versus white colonizer ideology, we know from many places that the Jews in Israel get left on the side. And that's what happened. And that's what I warned about. I've been warning about this for years, but no one wanted to listen because they're so in love with the DEI. And so it burst up on October 7th. Everybody, I saw it coming. It was there. But October 7th really brought it out, where on our campus, you actually had student groups praising what Hamas had done. You had a professor saying he felt exhilarated when he heard about it.
Now, you teach law, so that's obviously grad school. Do your students, and I'm generalizing now, do you think they have a firm grasp of really what is happening in Gaza with Israel? Do they understand it?
Well, I will say the law school and probably the business school, maybe even the hotel school, tend to have a more professional-oriented student body. They are less politically active than the undergraduate and the other grad programs. So the students at the law school, I'm not saying there's no anti-Israel activity, but it's not like there is at the undergrad level or the other grad schools. The other people, because I hear what they say, I don't think they really have a grasp. I think their knowledge comes from TikTok I think their knowledge comes from, the universe starting 3 years ago. They have no idea of the history. They have no idea of how bad Hamas is. If they do know, then they're terrible people. I mean, if they really do want, as they chant, an intifada, which was the suicide bombing campaign that killed over 1,000 Israeli Jews, if that's what they want and they're chanting for it and they know it, then we have a very deep problem. So I'd say there's a core of people who understand it and want it, but the bulk of them, I don't think, fully grasp it.
All right. And a lot of these students weren't born on 9/11. I mean, they came into the world after that terror attack. But a first-rate university depends on its faculty to educate students in these very complex areas. So my final question to you, in Cornell, which is what, $80,000 now to go there a year? I mean, top of the line. What's the faculty's responsibility? Did they just follow this Pollock into the DEI wonderland? Or are they responsible, generally speaking?
Yeah, the faculty is a major problem. People don't understand in the humanities and the social sciences how radicalized the faculties have become over the last 20 to 30 years. Not only have they not hired any conservatives in those areas in the last 20 or 30 years, they don't hire anybody who's pro-Israel. So you have a monoculture, an echo chamber among the faculty, which is anti-Israel, in many ways anti-American. There's a strong tone of anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, anti-Westernism in all of these protests, including at Cornell. And the faculty is to blame a lot. A lot of the faculty members have been participating in this. They're out there with the bullhorns also. So faculty is a major problem. It was 30 years in the making, and that might be the most persistent problem because the students come and go, but faculty are there for decades.
You bet. And a lot of those faculty members germinated in the Vietnam era, and they really don't like America. We really appreciate it, Professor. Thanks very much for your expertise. If you suffer from daily pain, I'd like you to listen carefully to this message. A safe and effective way to ease pain is taking the world by storm. Introducing 100% drug-free Conolidine. Conolidine has already helped more than 100,000 Americans beat pain. It is so effective, it was named the official pain reliever of the UFC. And those guys know about pain. Non-addictive, Conolidine optimizes your body's natural painkillers, bringing full body relief in 7 days or less, without a single documented side effect. Conolidine is the future of pain relief. Now the best part. When you go to trycono.com/Bill, you can get it for less than $1 a day. You really are just days away from being pain-free. Again, just go to trycono.com/Bill and see for yourself. Smart Life, there are 4 retailers in America that mysavings.com has issued a warning about, okay? They are The Fresh Market, Whole Foods, Publix, Wegmans, okay? So mysavings.com says they charge a lot for food. Let's run it down. The Fresh Market Gourmet grocery chain, once you see that word gourmet, you know it's going to cost you more. All right, in the eastern half of the USA. You pay a higher price because they have their own labels, their own products. Take it or leave it. Whole Foods, I got one right around the corner. Okay, high-end grocery store. Smaller selection, and it has expensive gourmet stuff. Okay, I know when I walk into Whole Foods, I'm going to pay more. That's why I don't walk in there too much, unless I want a specific thing. Publix, Florida, other parts of the Southeast, they've jacked their prices up pretty big in public. Wegmans is in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. They've done the same thing. Very pricey. Both Publix and Wegmans have discount days and they discount stuff, and that's what you wait for. All right? That's Smart Life. Obviously, if you buy generic brands, not the public not the private brands, you'll pay less. So take it or leave it. 15 places to live in the United States of America that are the best. Okay, let's go through them. Number 1, Naples, Florida. Nice town. A lot of rich people. Gulf Coast. Very hot. Very hot. Boise, Idaho. Small town. A lot of freedom. Nice area. Hard to make a lot of money there. Colorado Springs, one of my favorite towns. Unbelievably beautiful. Not crazy left like Denver and Boulder have become. Greenville, North Carolina. Nice little town. Home of Jesse Jackson. Hot. Not far away from the ocean. Charlotte, North Carolina. Bustling. You want a job? That's where you go. Charlotte. Raleigh, North Carolina. Same thing. Okay? Lots of jobs. Huntsville, Alabama, I know nothing about. I don't know about Huntsville. Virginia Beach, military town, bustling. You can get a nice house there for a lot less than most other places. Austin, Texas, I would not put that in there. Number 1, it's scorching hot in the summer. Number 2, it is just inundated with far left people. Now, if you want to go out and live in the hill country of Texas, that's great. But Austin, I would not go there. Boulder, crazy left, just like Austin. And the wind in Boulder, whoa! It is cold in the winter. Sarasota, Florida, a lot like Naples, but more expensive. Green Bay, I've been there once. It's kind of out of the way, but you can get a good price on a house. Charleston, South Carolina, one of my favorite American towns. Beautiful place, very hot and humid in the summer. Madison, Wisconsin, very left, just like Boulder, Colorado, very left. Lexington, Kentucky, nice place, hot. I'm not a big heat guy. That's my problem. All right, here's a nice story. You ready for a nice story? So Philadelphia Phillies, boo. I'm a Mets fan. They have a guy, Bryce Harper. He's a superstar. He's been in the league since 2012. Harper lives in New Jersey, close to Philly, commutes into the ballpark. There's a kid in Harper's neighborhood named Jake Portello. Jake walks up to Bryce Harper in the neighborhood and says, "Can you help me get a prom date?" Harper says yes. Roll the tape.
Oh my God.
Hi, Julia.
I'm going to cry.
How's it going? Jake wants to actually prom, so I thought I'd help him out. You want to go to prom with him? So are you going to prom with him?
Yes.
Awesome. There you go. You got it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks. Oh my God.
Isn't that nice? Now I'm a big Bryce Harper fan. I want to bring you some nice news once in a while. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation supports America's greatest heroes, U.S. service members, and first responders who gave their lives, those catastrophically injured in the line of duty, and homeless vets. The foundation's Gold Star Fallen First Responder and Homeless Vet programs honor the sacrifices made by men who fought and died for us, and women who risked their lives for our country as well. The foundation's Never Forget program engages people in 9/11 remembrances across America with more than 80 runs, walks, and dozens of golf outings every year. The Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute educates kids from kindergarten through 12th grade about America's darkest day, while helping our nation keep its vow to never forget. So please support Tunnel to Towers. Donate $11 a month. Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. More than 95 cents of every dollar you donate to Tunnel to Towers goes to its programs. That's T, the number 2, another T.org. Being in debt is like sinking in quicksand. You become trapped. The harder you struggle, the deeper you sink. If you are trapped in debt, here is a lifeline done with Debt.com. Done with Debt has created a brilliant new strategy with one goal in mind: get you out of debt quickly and permanently. They stand between you and your bill collectors. They negotiate a plan to end your debt permanently, without bankruptcy and without loans. But you need to contact Done with Debt right away, because some debt solutions expire and you don't want to miss out. Go to donewithdebt.com and get a free consultation. Talk with one of their experts and discover a strategy that will end your debt for good. That's donewithdebt.com. Again, donewithdebt.com. All right, a final thought goes back to the talking points memo on the debate. It's going to be a fiasco. There's no way it can't be a fiasco. Record audience, June 27, okay? As I said, 80% of the country already has the winner of the debate before it takes place, because people believe what they want to believe. That's one of the things that I said, something's going to happen. That's one of them. Something else is going to happen. But I don't know what it is, because this surprised me this morning, this debate thing. But, you know, this election, boy, this is quite something. I don't think I've ever covered something this intense in my entire 50-year career. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.